welcome to Streaming Safari at the Lion Habitat Ranch. Today we're hanging out with Ozzy. And first I want to say thank you guys for any donations you were able to make to us. We also have Amazon Smile and those links are right below. Also, if you've come out to see us, thank you so much. If you would like to come out to see us, we are open Thursday through Monday, 10 to 2, and we would love to see you. Today for Streaming Safari, we're going to be making a DaVinci Bridge. So you guys probably know about Leonardo da Vinci. He did make a lot of different designs for a lot of different things, including many, many different bridges. So if you look up DaVinci Bridge, you're going to find all kinds of cool stuff about the bridge we're going to make today, as well as the arch bridge that he made, and they're all spectacularly cool feats of engineering. The cool thing about the DaVinci Bridge, the self-standing bridge that we're going to make today, is that it doesn't actually need anything to be tied together. So it relies on two things that we've talked about before, friction and gravity. And it relies on those two things so that when you actually put something on the DaVinci Bridge, it gets stronger, which is crazy. These little things that you see put together here, the rubber bands, they're actually not tied to each other. They're just free, all these pencils are freestanding, and they're just kind of weaved into each other, and I'll show you how to make that. Okay. So what you're gonna need for this, it's really, really simple. You can take 9 unsharpened pencils. You can also do this in a bigger form if you want to get really creative in your backyard and try to use like sticks or any cool stuff you have in your garage that are similar to the pencils. And then anything that increases the friction, like the rubber bands, is going to help you out. You're not going to tie anything together, but you're going to use the rubber bands to create additional friction. You're going to put rubber bands in 3 different places on your pencil. And it's kind of nice because the pencil gives you kind of a guideline. So one of your rubber bands is going to go right below the eraser part of the pencil. The other one is going to go somewhere on the center, so if you have a Ticonderoga pencil, you can kind of figure out what letters are in close to the center of it. I'm going to tie that around there. And then you can also use rubber bands that are not quite as long as mine, and that'll make it go a little faster. It'll also be a little easier to keep them all in kind of the same position. Now the last one you're going to have about the same distance here. So the same distance that you used on the eraser end, you want kind of on the other end as well. So you're going to do that with all 9 of your pencils, and one thing that's really nice for you to be able to make this a little more stable when you put it together is to get these rubber bands in the same spots. So what you want to do as you're putting the rubber bands around the other pencils is you're going to want to put the pencils together and say, oh, are my rubber bands kind of in a similar spot? So obviously my center one on this one is way far this way, so I can move it a little bit until they're all at about the same spot. So I want to move it down even more. Okay, so they all line up, and then you'll do that with all your pencils. Line them all up, line all of the rubber bands up, and then we're going to hope I can make this again because I'm going to break my DaVinci Bridge. Oh, so sad. Ozzy, you want to make a bridge? Okay, so to construct your DaVinci Bridge, it helps if you have 2 people, but I'm going to show you how to do it with 1 person. I think it's a little bit of a challenge if you can do it with 1 person. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to set your 2 pencils across from each other. Then you're going to set one lengthwise across the center. Okay? Now you're going to take 2 long, again, the other direction, on top. So I have 2 on the bottom, 1 in the center, 2 on the top. Now is a little bit of a tricky part. This one needs to slide inside of here. So the ones on the bottom are going to move to the top over this next pencil. Okay, and then you're going to want to kind of try to tighten it so that all of your rubber bands are in the right spot and they're all kind of touching each other. You want the pencils to also kind of stay as straight as you can possibly get them. Okay, so you get kind of part of a bridge. It's going to take me a sec, guys, of course, because Denise is watching. I've decided that when Denise is watching or filming the Streaming Safari, everything I do is a mess. So again, It takes a minute to kind of get it, guys. I've done this a bunch of times and I still obviously have a little bit of trouble with it. Okay, so there's our first part of our structure. We're gonna do basically the exact same thing again. The easiest thing to do if you're doing it by yourself is to take your next pencil and put it underneath. So you're gonna stick it underneath all of the pencils, so it's at the tip of these pencils. Line up your rubber bands. Try to keep everything kind of together. And then you're gonna take one hand and raise this side up and go under to create this little last part. Okay, and then you're gonna have to make some slight adjustments. Don't worry if it falls apart at first, that's okay. That's something that just might happen.
Try, and try again.
After a while, you'll get the hang of it and you'll be able to make a nice bridge. And you can make some adjustments with it, straighten out your pencils. Okay. And so the cool thing is, once the bridge is set up, anything that you start setting on top of it is going to make the bridge tighter. So at first it's kind of wonky, it looks really wobbly. Some of my pencils aren't quite as straight as they should be, but that's okay. When I put pressure on the center of it though, what's going to happen is the gravity is actually going to make the structure even stronger. So even though there's nothing tying any of this together, it can hold up a lot of stuff. So I'm going to make a quick little adjustment again, and then we're going to try to set some stuff on top of it. Because oh no, my whole bridge just broke.
So we're not going to set stuff on top of it.
Apparently we're not going to set stuff on top of it, and plus Denise wants to wait and watch me make a bridge again. So tell me, Denise, when your phone overheats, and we're going to try to race the phone to overheating. And when the phone overheats, the streaming safari will be over.
How about you give us some cool giraffe facts while you're rebuilding your bridge?
Goodness, giraffe facts. Well, this wonderful boy behind us is 7 years old. He is a reticulated giraffe. And reticulated is just his type of species, and that refers to kind of the pattern that he has. But that pattern is also unique to him. It's kind of like his fingerprint.
Is there anything special this month coming up that has to do with giraffes?
Why would there be something special? You mean like a World Giraffe Day or something? When is that, Denise?
It is on June 21st, the longest day of the year.
So come hang out with us on June 21st. It'll be a special day for Ozzy. Okay, we have a bridge again, and we're going to set stuff on top of it. Okay, so I'm going to set one of Ozzy's buckets on here. Cool. It stays up, hopefully. Yeah, staying. All right, what else can we set in there? Kate, what else do we have to set in the bucket? We're going to put veggies in the bucket. We're going to put carrots in the bucket. Carrots. So as you can see, as I put more stuff in it, it starts bending down. And so what you need to be aware of is that after a while, the bending fights against itself. So first the bending makes the structure stronger, and then eventually as you pile stuff on top of it, the bending will actually break the bridge. So I don't know how much stuff I need to break my bridge, but it might be a lot. Still pretty much standing. Put Ozzy's cookies on it, that should do it. Oh, and collapse. So this is probably about 8 pounds of stuff. What I want you guys to do is try as hard as you can to make one of these bridges, practice with your friends, and try to see how much stuff you can get to sit on your bridge that has no ropes or anything connecting it together, and I think you'll have a really fun time. So thanks for joining us for Streaming Safari. Sorry again, it takes a little bit to do all of our experiments. And that's a great fun part about it, is that they're a little bit challenging, and we really are happy that you guys watch our streaming safaris. We hope you really like them, and please come out and visit us, and we will talk to you again next week. Bye!